The story begins with a boy named Neo, who worked at the world's largest computer company. This job paid him well. However, he spent most of his time hacking the dark web. He downloaded banned materials and sold them to people, earning him handsomely. He spent all day at his computer. One day, his boss scolded him for being late to work. He said, "From tomorrow on, you either come on time like everyone else or get fired." Neo listened to his scolding and quietly got back to work. But while he was working, a man came to him with a parcel. When Neo opened the package, he found a Nokia cell phone inside. Suddenly, he received a call, and when he answered, he heard a man's voice. "I was looking for you, but unfortunately, we don't have much time. They re coming to get you. I don't know what will happen to you." When Neo peeks over the table, he sees three men questioning him. The man on the phone frightens him. He thinks the police have come to arrest him. The man on the phone says, "If you want to escape them, I can help you," at his request. Neo hides there for a while, and as soon as he gets a chance, he leaves his cabin and goes into another room. Neo asks, "How do you know this place so well? Are you watching me?" But this wasn't the right time to question him. The man tells him to take the service elevator to the rooftop, but the problem was the elevator was outside the building. Neo somehow musters up the courage to exit the building. However, his phone falls down. Neo tries to reach the elevator, but it's too far away. He surrenders himself. He is then brought to an interrogation room, where a man named Agent Smith questions him. He placed a file in front of him and said, "It seems you're living a double life. On one hand, you work for the world's largest software company, while on the other, you're famous in the world of hacking. You've committed computer crimes for which you could face at least 10 years in prison." Agent Smith says, "We need you. We know a man contacted you." Smith tells Neo, "He's the most dangerous man in the world. We're willing to forgive all your past crimes, but in return, you lines help capture that terrorist and bring him here." Neo says, "Your deal is interesting," but before saying anything further, he wants to talk to his lawyer. Neo refuses to agree because he doesn't trust them. Smith says, "We lines give you the phone, but what if you're speechless?" As soon as he says this, Neo's lips seal together. Before he can understand, they pick him up and throw him on the table. He then pulls out a special transmitter made from a living thing. In an instant, the object pierces Neo's stomach and enters his body. Neo screams loudly, but the next moment, he wakes up in his bed, realizing it was a nightmare. Meanwhile, we see a girl searching for something in a ruined building. She finds what she needs, but unfortunately, the police catch her. Meanwhile, Agent Smith arrives. Before he can catch her, the girl kills all the police and escapes. They chase her, but we see that she possesses incredible strength. She can jump from one building to another in a single leap. She soon reaches a dead end with no way forward. They are about to shoot her when she sees a small window, her last hope for escape. She takes a precise aim and passes through it. She had to reach a phone booth as quickly as possible. It was a kind of teleporting device that could get her out of here. She finds one, but before she can reach it, a truck blocks her path. She quickly moves toward the portal to destroy it, but before she can hit it, the girl enters and teleports herself inside. Meanwhile, Neo receives another call. This time, it's the same man speaking to her, which helps Neo understand what happened. It wasn't a dream. The man says, "If you want to know the truth, meet me tonight on Lake Street." Neo wants to know why they're after him, so he does exactly as they say. That night, he's waiting on Lake Street when a car pulls up in front of him. Neo gets into it without asking any questions. Inside, he finds the same girl who was running away from the police a short while ago. She tells Neo her name is Trinity. Before Neo can understand anything, she pulls out a large device and searches his stomach for the transmitter Smith had implanted in his body. Once he finds it, he throws it out in a flash. Now they're all safe because Smith can't track them. Then they come to a building. There, Neo meets the man who called him. This man's name is Morpheus, and he's about to tell Neo something he's been unaware of for so many years. He says, "Something's wrong with this world, but you don't know what it is." Unfortunately, Morpheus couldn't explain it to him. To understand the mess, Neo would have to see it with his own eyes. Morpheus then presented him with two options. He said, "If you take the blue pill, it'll be all over. You'll return to your old life and keep asking what this illusion is. You'll never know the truth behind this world. But if you take the red pill, it will bring you closer to the truth." Neo chooses the red pill without delay. They then tie him tightly to a chair. Morpheus tells him that the red pill will temporarily stop all computer programs and help him find his real body. Neo asks, "What do you mean by real body?" Morpheus tells him, "You lines understand on your own." Neo sees a broken mirror near him mend itself. He tries to touch it, but then something unexpected happens. His hand goes through the mirror. Soon, Neo's body begins to grow cold. He feels so cold that he struggles to breathe. Before Before he can understand anything, his vision goes dark, and when he opens his eyes, he finds himself in a strange place. He sees thousands of people like him, trapped in a cryocamber like this, with wires attached to their bodies. As soon as he emerges, an inspection robot arrives. He is no longer useful to them, and then removes him from their system. Neo falls through a tunnel into a drain. He wouldn't have survived there for even an hour without life support. Fortunately, a mechanical arm pulls him up. Neo's body had weakened from years in the cryocamber. They treat him for several weeks, restoring his strength. When Neo regains consciousness, he asks Morpheus, "What's wrong with me? And where are we?" To which Morpheus tells him, "Don't ask where we are. Instead, ask what century we're in." Neo realizes he's not in the 19th century, but the 22nd, and there were more people like him there. Now he's fully conscious. Trinity tells him to sit on a chair. They tie his hands and feet tightly. A man inserts an iron needle into his skull, causing Neo to scream in pain. But the next moment, he's transported to a blank, white space. Morpheus explains that this is a computer program that can put anything into your mind. "All this you see is not real at all," he says. But your mind starts to believe it's real. Neo notices that there are no wires in his hands and feet. His clothes and hair have also returned to their original state. Morpheus tells him, "This is your imaginary version. The world you knew doesn't exist. 200 years have passed since that world ended. This is what Earth looks like today." Neo sees that Earth was completely destroyed. Every corner of the world had become a living graveyard. Morpheus says that 100 years ago, humans discovered artificial intelligence. It was the greatest discovery in human history, but they had no idea what its consequences would be. Artificial intelligence created an army of powerful machines against humans. We tried to fight them, but we were nothing compared to those machines. Humans lost this battle, but in leaving, they covered the entire Earth with a protective shield to prevent sunlight from reaching the Earth's surface. These machines relied on solar energy for power, but with the sun obscured, the machines had no other source of energy, and their power slowly began to wane. We thought they would be defeated, but we were wrong. The machines began using humans to replenish their energy needs. The human body generates 120 watts of electricity, so the machines thought, why not use humans as batteries? Morpheus tells him, "I didn't believe it at first either, but when I saw that horrific scene with my own eyes, my soul trembled. Those machines have created farms stretching for thousands of kilometers, where they cultivate humans for energy. They grow humans, not grains. They have connected every human mind to a computer program they call the Matrix. Within this Matrix, each person lives their own life, designed by the machines. This is how they keep everyone under control. He gave humans a perfect world so that no one would need to leave and their energy needs would be replenished. Initially, everything was fine, but then some people started escaping the Matrix. To stop them, the artificial intelligence installed a special computer program inside the Matrix to prevent them from leaving. That's why Agent Smith was chasing you, because you had escaped the Matrix for him." Hearing all this, Neo's head starts spinning. He can't believe anything they're saying. He needs to get back to his world, so he asks them to get him out immediately. Once back in his body, Neo starts running away from them, but due to his body's weakness, he falls unconscious. When he regains consciousness, he feels unwell. He says, "It would have been better if you hadn't told me all this." Morpheus apologizes and tells him that after reaching a point, we can't force anyone because the mind can't cope with reality. Neo realizes that he was the most special of them all. The Matrix always strives to create a perfect simulation. Yet, among the millions of humans, there are some who cannot be completely controlled by the Matrix. Neo was one of those humans whom the Matrix failed to control. He was a glitch in their system that the Matrix wanted to eliminate. Morpheus says, "If you wish, you can destroy the Matrix and free those millions of humans from this illusion. You are our last hope." The next day, they upload some data into Neo's brain. They teach him Kung Fu in just 5 minutes. Similarly, they upload different types of information into his brain throughout the day to make Neo capable of fighting the Matrix. He learned everything, but needed practice to use it. After this, they both entered a computer program where Morpheus taught him how to fight. Neo learned many Kung Fu moves, but he still wasn't as powerful as Morpheus. Morpheus asked him to pay attention. Inside this simulation, he didn't even need to breathe. Neo, taking his words to heart, tried again, and this time he performed brilliantly. His strength and speed were truly unmatched. Morpheus then trains him to fly. He says, "You can do anything you want inside the Matrix, but you have to believe in yourself." He jumps from one building to another in a single leap. He then instructs Neo to do the same. Neo attempts to jump, but his attempt fails, and he falls. When he is pulled out of the simulation, he finds blood coming out of his mouth. mouth. This means that if he dies inside the Matrix, his real body will also die because inside the Matrix, the mind stops distinguishing between real and simulated death. The next day, Morpheus takes him inside a new program. This simulation exactly matches the real world. Morpheus tells him that the Matrix is a computer program, and this program is our enemy. Every single person in it is real, and we're trying to save them. While they're talking, Neo's attention is distracted by a girl in a red dress passing by. As he turns to look at her again, Smith suddenly points a gun at him. Before he could fire, Morpheus had his men stop the simulation. Morpheus explained that these were the Matrix's bodyguards. Whenever something went wrong, they would arrive and eliminate it. They could enter any program and assume anyone's form. Always remember, every stranger inside this computer program is your enemy. Meanwhile, in the future, the machines sensed their presence and pursued their ship. They landed their ship in a sewer pipeline and turned off all the lights, evading their enemy's attention. Neo became good friends with the people there. Trinity had grown fond of him, but he never got a chance to talk to her. Everyone there was nice except for Cypher. She felt there was nothing special about Neo. Morpheus had been holding on to hope for him. It turns out that Cypher was secretly deceiving his own people. He secretly meets with Smith and makes a deal with him. He was supposed to help them catch them, in exchange for Smith sending him back to the Matrix. He was fed up with living in the real world for the past 9 years. He had to live there every day, hiding like an insect. For him, reality was nothing less than hell. Instead, he chose the illusion because there he had the freedom to do anything. He could enjoy all the delicious food and luxuries of the world. After training Neo, it was time to introduce him to a special woman who could help him discover his true identity. They found a loophole in the system and ended up in the Matrix once again. This time, they needed to be careful as they were in the real Matrix. If anything went wrong, they would all be killed. But little did they know that one of their own companions was about to betray them. Before leaving, Cypher dialed a number and left a cell phone with their location, revealing their whereabouts to the Matrix. Neo feels strange being back here. He looks at the restaurant where he used to eat often. He can't believe he believed this life was real. Soon they reach the Oracle, who was said to be able to see the future. Arriving there, Neo sees more people waiting in line to meet her. When his turn comes, Neo realizes the Oracle is actually a woman. The Oracle acts as if she already knew about his arrival. She even knows his name. She asks Neo, "Do you really think you're the Messiah? Can you break the illusion and free everyone?" Neo wasn't expecting such a question. He thought he'd find answers to his questions here, but the opposite happens. The Oracle tells him, Morpheus believes in you, and that faith is so strong that he would even give his life to save you. So, no matter what, never break his trust. He doesn't know if Neo is the Messiah or not, but whatever he discovers makes him think. After the task is completed, they return. But as they're going upstairs, Neo sees a black cat. This was the first time he's seen a glitch in the simulation. When he tells Morpheus about it, Morpheus realizes something is wrong. David, sitting outside the Matrix, sees that their systems have been tampered with. He immediately tells them to get out. But before he can do anything, all the exit doors are closed. Soon, guards arrive, shooting one of his men to death. A death in the Matrix is also a death in real life. David quickly retrieves a map of the building to help them escape. He tells them to quickly go into the sewer line. Smith could hear the conversation on the call, but when his men reach the sewer line, they find no one there. We see that they all hid behind a wall in time. They were slowly making their way out when Cypher deliberately coughed loudly, alerting the guards. They began firing indiscriminately at the wall, and Agent Smith grabbed Neo to save Neo. Morpheus stood in their way. He held Agent Smith tightly, giving them time to escape. Morpheus tried to fight him, but he wasn't stronger than Smith. Smith beat him to death. All the guards beat him severely and take him away. Reaching a nearby telephone booth, he asks David to get him out. David asks where everyone else is, but he lies, saying they're all after him. Cypher exits the Matrix, but they're still trapped. Trinity quickly reaches another phone, but before David can call them back, Cypher attacks and kills him. Similarly, he brutally eliminates everyone on the ship. Cypher tells Trinity, "You'll be very sad to know that I trapped you. I was tired of eating the same rotten food every day. If I had to choose between this hellish life and the illusion, I would always choose the illusion." Cypher then begins to disconnect everyone's life, support one by one, killing them inside the Matrix. Finally, he was about to disconnect Neo's wires, but Trinity begs him for Neo's life. But Cypher has gone completely psychotic. He was about to turn off Neo's life support when David attacked him and killed him. Saving Neo, he quickly brought them all out of the Matrix, and Trinity saw that he was badly injured. Meanwhile, inside the Matrix, Agent Smith tortured Morpheus to extract a code that would allow him to destroy all humans. Smith said, "You know, the Matrix was designed with a paradise in mind so that everyone could live happily, but humans find their life only in pain and suffering. They didn't understand the paradise we created. They thought it was a dream. They constantly tried to wake up from it, which led to the Matrix breaking and ruining all our crops. Only then did we decide why not give humans what they wanted. We created a Matrix that exactly resembles your world. A world where you go to work every day, endure your boss's abuse, and spend time with your loved ones. Everything was going well until now, but you humans started altering it. How long will you keep fighting like this? Your time is over. The future world is ours." Back in the future, David tells them that soon the agents will extract all the information from Morpheus. It turns out there was still a place on Earth where some humans lived, and to kill them, he needed a code to access their computers. The only way to save them all was to turn off Morpheus' life support. David was about to pull the wire when Neo stopped him. He decided to go rescue Morpheus. David explained that going there would mean suicide, but Neo was confident that he would save him. They needed a lot of weapons to get inside. David then sent them to a weapons simulation, where they could pick any weapon they wanted. Meanwhile, Agent Smith continued to torture Morpheus. He said, "I'm disgusted by this place. You people full of filth are always bothering me." Smith felt that if he remained in the Matrix for long, he would become just like them. He too wanted to escape, but it wasn't possible for him to do so without wiping out all humanity. Morpheus held the key to his freedom. Meanwhile, Neo enters the building where Morpheus was imprisoned. While the guards were checking him, he attacks them. A fierce gunfight ensues, but Neo evades them and kills them all. When the agents realize they are trying to rescue Morpheus, they send more of their men. One of the agents shoots Neo, but Neo ducks and dodges the attack. He is about to kill Neo when Trinity shoots him, blowing his head off. Then they arrive in a helicopter and confront Agent Smith. Neo attacks them with a machine gun, allowing Morpheus to escape. He was about to run and jump onto the helicopter when he was shot in the leg. Neo realized he wouldn't be able to reach it, so he took the rope and jumped toward it. Neo held him tightly, and they were about to flee when Smith shot their fuel tank, causing their helicopter to crash. Before the crash, they jumped onto the roof of a building, saving their lives. By the time Smith reached there, the men had already escaped. Smith knew they were still in the Matrix. He orders his men to scour the city. Meanwhile, Neo, Morpheus, and Trinity reach a telephone booth that could get them out. Morpheus exits the illusion first, but a beggar sees him doing so, revealing their location to Smith after Trinity. It was Neo's turn to leave, but before his turn came, Agent Smith teleports himself into the beggar's body and destroys the phone booth, leaving Neo trapped inside the Matrix. Trinity urges him to escape, but Neo remains unmoved. Tired of running around, he attacks Smith. Soon, both of them run out of bullets. They then engage in a hand-to-hand fight. Neo gives him a tough fight, stronger than any ordinary human. Unfortunately, Smith possesses greater powers within the Matrix. He lands a powerful punch, knocking Neo down. Blood started gushing from his mouth. Despite this, Neo stood up again, leaving Smith in disbelief. Neo retaliated, this time giving him a run for his money. Smith countered with all his might, raining blows down on him. Smith then picked him up and threw him onto the railway tracks. A train was approaching in seconds, crushing him. Smith held him tightly, but Neo mustered all his strength and lifted him up and threw him up. Neo narrowly escaped being crushed under the train, while Smith was mercilessly trampled. However, he did not die because he was immortal within the illusion. Meanwhile, in the future, the machines tracked Morpheus' ship, which was rapidly approaching them. Neo asked David to pull him out. He quickly went to a telephone booth, but an agent was already standing there and attacked him. Neo escapes them and enters a building. David tells him the location of another phone located in the same building. Soon, the machines reach Morpheus' ship, trying to break through it. Morpheus could have destroyed the machines with an electromagnetic pulse, simply pressing a button. But if he did, Neo would never have been able to escape the Matrix. So he waits. Meanwhile, Neo hears a phone ringing from a room in the building. He's about to reach it when Smith steps in his way and shoots him. He fires all his bullets into Neo's chest, killing him. As his body dies inside the Matrix, Neo's breath ceases forever outside as well. The sight of this leaves them utterly devastated. Meanwhile, the machines break through the ship and enter inside. Trinity, deeply saddened by Neo's death, says, "You can't die. We still had so much to do together." It turns out Trinity has fallen in love with him. He never imagined everything would end like this after years of hard work. Trinity bids him farewell, but as soon as she kisses Neo, Neo's heartbeat suddenly quickens, bringing him back to life. Seeing him stand up again, Smith shoots him, but Neo intercepts all the bullets midair. He can now clearly see the computer programming behind the illusion. Smith attacks him, but Neo easily blocks each of his attacks. His strength was now beyond the Matrix's comprehension. He then enters Agent Smith's body. Neo alters the Matrix's programming, causing its systems to fail, permanently erasing Agent Smith's existence within the Matrix. Just as the machines are about to attack them, Neo picks up the call and exits the Matrix. Morpheus presses a button. As he does so, an electromagnetic pulse emanating from the ship destroys all the machines. Neo has accomplished what no human has been able to do in years. Finally, we see Neo, who goes inside the Matrix and warns the artificial intelligence that designed it. He says, "I know you're scared of us, and you should be. I will free those trapped in the illusion and show them your truth." In this battle between humans and machines, only humans will win with this. The movie ends. I hope you enjoyed this story. For more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.